One, hello everyone. My name is Marcio Kotz. I'm Get Global's international CEO. Get Global International is an international data privacy consulting company with operations in the US, in Europe, and South America. Every Wednesday, we have our data privacy live. Today, we're going to talk about such an important topic. Many companies are looking for different ways of getting compliant with data privacy regulation, and we have seen many companies trying to get a data privacy software that would be the solution for every single problem they may have with data privacy. But the question is, how important is a data privacy software for our data privacy program? So that's what we are going to talk about today. We are going to try to understand how important a data privacy software is when it comes to all the challenges we have to face to comply with data privacy regulations. So at this point, we're going to wait a little bit, a couple of minutes, so we'll give everyone the chance to join us. So we'll start for good in a couple of minutes, okay? Hey, everyone. Okay, everyone. So we are back to start our weekly Data Privacy Live. My name is Marcio Kotz. I'm Get Global's international CEO. Get Global International is a data privacy consulting company with operations in the US, Europe, and South America. Every Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we host our weekly live. And today we are going to talk about the importance of a data privacy software for a data privacy program. We've seen a lot of companies looking for softwares that might be the silver bullet and solve all their challenges and regarding data privacy compliance. But how important is a data privacy software for a data privacy program? Of course, that it's a human behavior to try to find the easiest way of solving problems. But sometimes, by trying to find this easiest way, it doesn't mean that you are going to find the best way to solve the problem. We've seen a lot of different data privacy softwares in the market. Many different softwares we already have big data privacy software companies in the market. But for those professionals who are already with a background, we've seen things that it's not quite what would be the best solution for our clients. What I mean by that is that many companies, they want to invest in a software, willing that this software will solve all their problems. But let's try to understand what exactly a data privacy software is. But before that, let's try to understand what are we really talking about when it comes to this data privacy software market. The next slide is a little bit about it. It says that data privacy software market 2022 is booming worldwide business forecast by 2023. Different companies, different softwares as Ignatz, Salesforce, BoxZones, AppTitle, OneTrust, GPO Organizer, Datagrail, and many others, BigID, and many other softwares would be easily found in the market. Of course, it would be the best solution if we had only one software that would solve all the problems. It would be great if there was a software that would be able to do the data mapping, the data discovery, would be able to come up with the gap assessment, that would be able to provide the solution for each gap, that would also be able to even execute all the tasks to solve the gaps. But I would say after more than 200 data privacy projects that I have managed, that there is no such software in the market. And why is that? Actually, there is a lot of marketing in this industry. Sometimes the company who is buying this software doesn't know really well what exactly are their challenges and their problems. But at the end of the day, we'll see that most softwares will have some gaps. But keeping talking a little bit more about the data privacy software market, the next slides give us some more information about this market. It says that the global data privacy software market since was $1.12 billion in 2020. The global impact of COVID-19 has been unprecedented and staggering, with the data privacy softwares witnessing a significant impact in demand across all regions aimed at the pandemic. Data privacy software market forecast is derived globally, followed by a compartmentalized format comprising of qualitative factors driving the market toward to anticipated path of success, and the major industry players catalyzing the overall growth and development with strategic initiatives. As I said, there are a lot of marketing, which is quite normal. People are trying to sell their software. But at the end of the day, as a data privacy consultant, we need to understand that a software is a tool. So it's the way and not the target. It's not the final goal. What I mean by that is that there are many very good softwares, but there is no silver bullet to solve all the problems. So there are softwares that will help you more to solve some problems. So they are good tools to help you solving the problems. And there are some other softwares that will help you just a little, and you have to do a lot of work to solve all the problems. But definitely there is no software that will by itself solve all the problems. And it's easy to understand that when we come up with some different examples of different situations that a data privacy consultant faces in a data privacy project. The next slide shows us what the challenge is and what kind of source and tools or resources and tools we need to solve the challenge. So at the top of this slide, it shows the ideal data privacy management. The first challenge that we have to face are the legal requirements. So usually the data privacy regulation comes with different requirements. Sometimes it says that it defines what a data privacy is. Sometimes it says that the company is not allowed to sell the data privacy. Sometimes it says under certain circumstances and lawful grounds that you would be able to process the personal data. Those are legal requirements. So the first challenge is to comply with those legal requirements. So we need to identify which requirements are those and try to comply with those requirements. So we definitely have to think if a software would be able to help you comply with all the requirements. I'll give you an example. Under the definition of the General Data Protection Regulation, the European GDPR, a data privacy, a personal data, is any information related with a person identifiable, identified, or identifiable. If a personal data is any information related to a person identified, that's something that a software would be able to help you identify all information related with that person. Because if that person is identified, and sometimes you can identify someone by the standard of a name or even a social security number or driver's license, so on. That person is identified. So a software can find that person in the database, and all the information related to that person would be considered personal data. But the other part of the definition, personal data, is any information related with a person identified or identifiable. That's something that no software is able to help you with, because a person who is identifiable depends on different scenarios, different contexts, and there are some softwares that are working with artificial intelligence, but I'm pretty much sure they are not 100% ready to help you in coming up with all the scenarios and possibilities to discover if that person would be identifiable. Let me give you an example, a very simple example. If I have a list of telephone numbers and just the numbers, those people wouldn't be identifiable by me. But if that same list of telephone numbers was held by a telecom company, probably those people would be identifiable, because that changed the whole scenario, that changed the context. And a software wouldn't be able, as far as I know, to come up with all the possibilities and define that someone would be identifiable. Maybe in some scenarios, but not in all scenarios possible. This is just an example of a legal requirement, the basic one. Try to identify if you are processing personal data. But there are many other legal requirements that a software may help you with, because it's a tool. But it doesn't mean that it will solve the whole problem. There is another challenge that we have to face, which are the individual's rights. Individual's rights are the rights that the data subject has. And I would say that many data privacy softwares are really good in helping you attending all the requests from an individual, from a data subject. But maybe there are softwares that will fail in trying to help you identify all personal data related with some people. But I would say that the softwares, the data privacy softwares, are getting better and better in helping you comply and answer all the requests from data subject. But there might be some legal interpretation depending on the request made by the data subject. In that case, we still need the lawyer's analysis under that circumstance to interpret the law, so the DPO would be able to answer the request. So I still think that some data privacy software will fail in some requests made by data privacy subject. It might help you, but it's still not the whole solution for the problem. The last challenge is data protection. Data privacy is the way that you process the personal data. Data protection is how you protect the personal data. Data protection definitely is something that information security software would help you in protecting the data. But a data privacy software, which is different, data privacy software is one thing. Information security software is another thing. So I don't see a data privacy software solving all the company's problem related with data privacy, data protection. Remember that there are some market standards, such as ISO 27701, or even NIST in the US has also some standards when it comes to information security. And one big part of the way you should procedure is related with the behavior of your employees. And that's something that you have to give a lot of awareness, a lot of training, and it doesn't have anything to do with the data privacy software. So the data privacy software will also fail in solving all the data protection issues that you have to face. You have to have different other information security softwares, different training to protect the data, which is different than the way you are going to process the data. So those are the challenges. So to solve and face those challenges, what kind of resource and tools we would need? First of all, we would have to develop a data privacy policy. Many companies, many big companies, and the most professional companies, they work under policies. If one department is going to buy something, there is the purchase policy. If the company is going to hire a new employee, there is also a policy for that. Information security, also there is a policy for information security. A policy shows the employee what procedure should be followed by the employee under those circumstances. And that's not different when it comes to data privacy. So we need to draft a data privacy policy, deciding who the DPO is going to be, what kind of training our employees should have, what kind of procedures we should follow if there is a request from a data subject, what kind of procedures we should follow if there is an incident of data privacy. So we definitely need to start in finding, we definitely should start by managing an assessment, finding the gaps, and then drafting the data privacy policy. Of course, the software is not going to draft the policy because that changes from company to company. So actually, the data privacy policy will be drafted by the data privacy consultant, and the software will follow that data privacy policy. So that also gives you the idea that the software doesn't solve the whole problem, because the consultant will also have to deal with the data privacy software, data privacy policy before the software is set to work under that policy. So the software is something that will definitely help you with all the procedure, but it doesn't mean that it's definitely a silver bullet to solve all the problems. The next slide shows us a survey that we had about data privacy software. The survey is pretty much the question of these alive. We asked data privacy consultant how important a data privacy software is for a data privacy program. And most of the people who answered the question said that data privacy software is something important among other things. So it's not the most important thing. It is an important thing among many others, like the consultant, the interpretation, the assessment, the training, the change of the corporate culture regarding data privacy, and so many other things that are as important as the software. So that's pretty much what we wanted to talk about today. So it gives you the idea that sometimes the market invests so much money in marketing trying to sell you something that sometimes you feel like someone who would definitely and desperate needing that thing. But when you start thinking, if you really need that thing, how would that thing really help you? Sometimes the answer is that maybe that's not exactly what you are expecting, or maybe that won't help you in solving all the problems as you thought, or as the marketing, from the company's marketing perspective, is trying to show you. So I would say that the most important thing for a data privacy program is the quality of the data privacy consultant that you are going to hire. That person, that professional, is even able to sometimes, depending on the core business of the company and depending on the size of the company, would be able to build and implement a data privacy program without even using a software. So I would definitely start by trying to find the best data privacy consultant for your company. And that professional would be able to tell you how a data privacy software would be able to help you in implementing the data privacy program. And even after that, how a data privacy software would help you in a daily basis dealing with data privacy issues. Okay, that's what we wanted to deliver to you. That's what we wanted to address today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, thank you very much. See you then.